Alright, hey everybody, I'm Tony Beers, and I'm at the very first FalCon. It's a fan and gaming convention, and I'm here with Caroline Krunchy, a fantastic cosplay artist, as you can easily see here. And we're gonna have an interview, ask her a few questions, see what's going on. And let me first ask you, what got you into cosplay?
Well, it just kind of started off with, I was like in 7th or 8th grade, and I had an orchestra stand partner who had all these weird little backwards books, and I was just like, those are kind of interesting and kind of cool looking, you know, normal manga books. Yeah. And so I started getting into, first series was Inuyasha, that, you know, wasn't that's something I actually knew as anime and manga, not like, oh, I'm 4 years old, obsessed with Sailor Moon and not realizing, oh, it's Japanese animation. Yeah. But, so, you know, further looking into Inuyasha and a couple other series at the time, I'm like, oh wow, these people actually dress up as these characters, this is awesome. And then found out about OhioCon in, I guess this was 2007 or 2008, and I mean, just kind of got hooked on cons from there on, so.
Yeah, it's a bit of an addiction, I'd say.
Yeah, it's an expensive addiction, but.
Yeah, and speaking, since you brought it up, how much does it usually take for an average costume?
This one was actually relatively cheap because most of it was, well, this was actually just an old sweatshirt that I chopped up, basically, and then the rest of it was scrap fabric. But like, even for Big Sister, I try to keep my my expenses relatively low. Big Sister was only maybe $83 in materials. Yeah, yeah, that's low. Yeah, no, well, considering I used craft foam instead of warp glove, which is probably like $83 to $86 a sheet of that stuff, and I'm, no thanks, way too expensive, I'm a poor college student, so.
Now, you're a college student. Well, did you take classes for?
Well, for sewing, no. I just I had two friends who actually. I mean, I've only been sewing for, I guess, about a year now. I had a friend who gave me her old sewing machine, and her and my other friend, I mean, it's Matt and Chrissy, and they basically said, you are no longer going to use hot glue, because up until, you know, that point last year when they gave me the sewing machine, I held together all of my costumes with hot glue. So, and which people are always like, holy crap, how did you do that? No, I've yet to have a costume fall apart on me, so yeah. So whenever people cave and use hot glue on something, that's when they say. They're like, oh, I just pulled a Caroline, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, depending on the material too, like this is still hot glued just because fur is just hard to sew and get it look right still, but I mean, I try not to cut corners anymore, mostly because Matt and Chrissy will beat me upside the head.
So I also have friends.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had lots of people give me lots of tutorials and just help along the way. So, I mean, I've never used a pattern in my life. Just pulling them out, they look like computer schematics to me. So I mean, it's just something where I can just break down a piece of clothing and say, okay, this is what this is going to look like. You know, take it apart.
You draw your own patterns? Or?
Nope, I just cut the fabric. Cut the fabric and pin it out.
It's actually kind of talented.
I know people are always like, aren't you afraid you're going to screw up? And I'm like, I've screwed up a lot, but it's always been little, you know, bits here and there where I can eventually fix. So, I mean, I always make things a little bit bigger, not exact sizes, so I can take it in later on. So, I don't know, it's just, I don't like patterns, they scare me.
And you're here today, you're going to be judging the costume contest.
Yep.
Now, what do you look for, when you're judging?
With different costumes, it just comes down to craftsmanship and how accurate it is. I mean, even, say, like, some of the HD qualities of different renders for costumes. I mean, for, you know, Final Fantasy, for example, it's like sometimes you can zoom in just enough. You can see exactly what kind of fabric you'd be looking with. So exactly how accurate it is, how many details people actually go through and put into it, and how clean seams are, just the overall craftsmanship. So. And then just don't be really like cocky about it. I mean, you know, but go in and have fun with it too. I mean, you don't want somebody who's just kind of like, oh, it's not very good. You know, it's like you want someone to be proud of their work, and that's, you know, even if, you know, it's not maybe your best work, you know, you should still always be proud of it.
Right.
So.
I mean, well, I mean, sometimes cocky can work. I mean, if the character.
Well, yeah. I guess that is something
you know.
else. If you come in and you're in character, that might get a few bonus points here and there.
And okay, looking at me, the gorgeous creature that I am. Who would you suggest I cosplay if I was getting into cosplay?
Well, with the beard and the hair, you might actually, if you don't mind dyeing it, maybe you could do Ryder from Fate Zero.
Okay, I don't know who that character is, but I guess that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's hard to explain.
I'll look it up and I'll be like, but maybe it's better that I don't know because
We'll introduce you to a whole new series and maybe you'll like it.
Exactly, or you know, you could be insulting me now and I might not know what that.
No, I'm not insulting you. No, I swear.
But okay, will you tell the viewers where we can find you on the internet?
Well, I'm mostly just on Facebook, just Caroline Krunchy, just Crunchy with a K. But that's where I just do most of my updates for cosplaying, and then I have a photography page, photography, art, design, that sort of thing, just all on Facebook as well, and it's just Crunchy, again with a K, Crunchy Studios. So, but that's just about it.
Okay, well thank you very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy the con, and we'll see you guys next on the next video. Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.